You want to know when to think strategically all the time.
John Gretton Willink, or commonly known as Jocko Willink, is a former United States Navy officer who served in the Navy SEALs as the commander of SEAL Team 3's Task Unit Bruiser. Willink fought in the battle against the Iraqi insurgents in Ramadi and was awarded with a Silver Star and Bronze Star medals and promoted to the rank of Lieutenant Commander. After retiring from the Army, Jocko has become an American author, podcaster, and a motivational speaker who has inspired millions of people with his story. Willink co-authored the books Extreme Ownership and The Dichotomy of Leadership with fellow retired SEAL Leif Babin, and co-founded Echelon Front, a management consulting firm who provides leadership courses, strategic advising, and workshops with a mission of building and training high-performance winning teams. In this video, you will find out what a typical day looks like in the life of retired Navy SEAL Commander Jocko Willink. Welcome to Lifehack Academy. On this channel, we study the habits and routines of successful people, world-class performers and athletes, hoping to make better versions of ourselves each day. Before we get into it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and click on the notification bell icon. Discipline equals freedom. SEAL Team 3 Task Unit Bruiser, one of the highly decorated special operations units in the Iraqi war, was led by Jocko with the mantra of discipline equals freedom. Willink believes that by developing and sticking to routines, soldiers can free themselves to focusing on the mission in front of them and not worry about protocols. After the military, Jocko realized that his philosophy was applicable to normal civilians, which prompted him to create his company Echelon Front. Willink eventually wrote his new book, Discipline Equals Freedom, Field Manual, which gave readers an insight into his daily routine. Get up when the alarm rings. Jocko wakes up at 4:30 in the morning and goes straight away into a body workout, which revolves around a 4-day split of pull, push, lift, and squat. Willink said that the real discipline starts when the alarm rings, and when it does, you shouldn't think about it. Don't rationalize anything, don't press the snooze button, and don't bargain for 5 more minutes. Just simply get up when your alarm goes off. Jocko also does a few sprints, kettlebells, core training, and burpees, which he explained on a Tim Ferriss podcast. Waking up early is a millionaire habit. In a 5-year study of hundreds of self-made millionaires, it has been found out that nearly 50% of these people woke up more than 2 hours before their workday actually began. According to Thomas Corley, author of Change Your Habits, Change Your Life, waking up early to get things done gives you more control over your life. It also gives people a sense of confidence, knowing that they have already achieved a lot while others are still in bed, which sorts of gives them a feeling of accomplishment. Jocko says that anyone has the capacity to become a morning person, and that having the discipline to wake up early isn't something that people are born with, but it's something that people decide to do. Skipping breakfast. After Jocko's intense body workout, he'll then go to a few spots at the San Diego beaches for a surfing session, before reporting to his office to work on his numerous projects. Jocko primarily works at his leadership and management consulting company, Echelon Front, and then prepares for his weekly Jocko podcast with his producer, a fellow Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner called Echo Charles. Jocko said that he reads all the time, preparing for his podcast episodes, including being at airports, planes, before going to sleep, while eating lunch or dinner. The former SEAL commander also skips breakfast and will have his first meal of the day comprised of steak, chicken, and salad around lunchtime. Echelon Front. Most of Jocko's day is spent working with Echelon Front clients, either remotely or in person, and assembles with his team periodically for conferences. Echelon Front has worked with clients such as Shell Oil, Citibank, and a few Major League Baseball organizations. Most of the work at this company involves developing group leadership training sessions or mentoring and coaching individual clients. Willink spends a chunk of the morning on conversations with clients at his office, on the phone, or over email, and travels weekly for consultations. The Jocko Willink Podcast. Jocko has built a cult-like following on his podcast, using his no-nonsense accountability brand, which helps people in the personal development space. The Jocko podcast has over 1 million followers, which he said was inspired by his time with Joe Rogan, who encouraged him to start a podcast. Willink's podcast has a black and white theme, which gives listeners the grainy and hardened effect of Jocko's voice, making the experience unique and motivational. Jocko has managed to turn his rigorous post-military routine into a successful career, rewarding him with a huge net worth of $6 million. Living life on the fast lane. In a Success magazine interview, Jocko told journalists that although his diet is comprised of whole foods, he naturally has a sweet tooth and keeps chocolate chip cookies, and sometimes even drink chocolate milkshakes in the office. He said that he loves them, and because he works super hard, he deserves to have a little treat from time to time. Jocko is also a practitioner of fasting, claiming that he does 24-hour fasts regularly and 72-hour fasts every 3 months. While fasting, he said he still does everything that he normally does as if he were eating, and still trains super hard. Jocko has his own tea. Jocko, who normally goes for tea instead of coffee, decided to create his own brand of tea, which sold a lot to podcast fans. He also partnered with Origin USA, getting his own branding into the company's athletic gears, martial arts uniforms, and health supplements. Jocko spends his afternoons managing his product partnerships and on writing a book. Any spare time that he has in the afternoon will be spent at researching for his podcast episodes, claiming that he needs to read a lot to have the right outlook on his podcast discussions. The day ends with family time and guitar tunes. After a full day at work, Jocko jumps to his next workout sessions, which is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at Victory MMA, which he co-founded with his friend Dean Lister. Jocko said that he's been practicing the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 30 years, since he was introduced to it in the 90s. Jocko winds down the day by spending quality time with his wife and 4 kids, through steak and vegetables at dinner, and playing some guitar tunes. Before Willink goes to bed at 11 in the evening, he checks his calendar, writes his to-do list, and lays out his training gear ready for the next day. So this is how retired Navy SEAL Commander Jocko Willink spends his day on average. Hopefully you liked this video and found value in this content.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn the notification on, and I'll see you on the next video.